Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I would like to talk about one of TV's most recognizable couples, Ross and Rachel. Today I'm giving you my finest Rachel outfit. I did my best with what I had. It's close enough. So I want to talk about their relationship and how I wish so badly that they would work together, but I don't think that they do. And the reason is because I think there was just too many harsh things said and done over the course of their relationship. And I'm not just all talk, just give me a sec, let me explain what I'm saying to you. So first, Ross is like this close to asking her out, and she ends up with Paolo.
Paolo, I just want to tell you, and I think I speak for everyone when I say...
We all remember Paolo and what a nightmare that was. So I feel like that sort of set them back a tiny bit, and that one was on Ross. He was about as fast as a tortoise when it came to making a move. And I mean, she was ready. They talked about it. He was like, you know, if I asked you out...
Think it would be okay if I asked you out sometime, maybe?
And lo and behold, it took him another God knows how long to actually make the move.
We met, you flirted, and then bam! 9 years later, you had me!
So there was that. And so they finally get together. He finally got her. The girl that's been the apple of his eye since he was in 9th grade? Or was she in 9th grade?
That's suspicious.
Something like that. So he finally got her. They're together. It's great. It's their anniversary. And they get into the giant fight that leads to the
We were on a break!
debacle. And I know some of you don't want to hear this, but they were on a break. And let me tell you why. Let me provide the evidence, okay? Not only did Rachel stop him when he was ready to just go get some frozen yogurt, maybe cool it off a little bit, she said,
A break from us.
so Ross leaves, you know, he's upset and whatnot. He goes to the club, meet up with his friends, trying to feel better. And then we got Chloe all up in his business.
Hey, it's the dinosaur guy.
What even was personal space for her? Never heard of it, I guess. So after hammering him down, after he's hammered down a few drinks, she finally breaks him and they go back to his place. And I'm not saying she forced him or anything like that. I'm just saying it was a little bit easier to get him to go along with this now that he's got 1 or 2, maybe 5 drinks in it. And I'll give you guys this. Ross was wrong for having Chloe literally behind the door while Rachel came over.
Right?
That one was a bit like, yikes. But here's what I'll say. Rachel called Ross on the phone and she said, I don't want to get back together on the phone. Those are the key words. Get back together. Meaning they were not together. And when she arrives at his apartment and Chloe's behind the door, she says, can I be your girlfriend again?
So, what do you say? Can I be your girlfriend again?
Yes, you can.
Again being the operative word. Now, I'm not saying what Ross did was right. Anyone would be hurt if the night you broke up, you found out your significant other was with someone else. I'm not saying that doesn't hurt. What I'm saying is Ross did not cheat on Rachel. Back to the original topic of conversation, them not being a good fit because of how many things were said and done. Now, after this night, after their hours-long fight that left the other 4 in the room starving, they end up not getting back together, obviously, if you've seen the show. And it does hurt Rachel, it does hurt Ross. You know, they both cry. And you really, really feel the emotion in that scene, I gotta say. Now, there was that. Ross decides he wants to move on, you know, and woman after woman, Rachel rears her head in, sabotaging the relationship. We got Bonnie. Rachel happens to convince her to shave her head. I'm not saying Ross wasn't shallow for breaking up with her because of that, but it's okay to have your preferences. He doesn't prefer bald women. That's okay. We had Julie, okay? I even forgot about poor Julie. Rachel decides this is the chance she wants to swoop in and get the guy that wanted her while he's already with someone else. He was trying to move on. Every time Ross tries to move on and let Rachel go, she comes back. Let's get into the biggest blunder of that Ross and Rachel situation. Emily. I wanted to like her, and I did at first, especially that scene where she said,
Ross, come quickly, there's a deer just outside eating fruit from the orchard.
adorable. But right as they're getting married, Rachel had to fly across the ocean to come and interrupt that wedding. And Hugh Laurie was right, by the way. Everything he said, she was a terrible person for doing this. Why would you go to the man's wedding and cause that disruption, you know? His brain was thinking about the fact that she was there, but he was trying to get married. You know how it went. You've seen the episode.
And if you haven't, this is how it goes.
Emily, repeat after me. I, Emily,
I, Emily,
take thee, Ross.
take thee, Ross.
I, Ross,
I, Ross.
take thee, Emily.
Take thee, Rachel.
So that shocking scene where he says, I take thee, Rachel, unforgettable. So let's just be honest. It was a Richard move. It was a Richard. And it's stuff like that that really makes coming back to the relationship all that more difficult. The baby. I mean, Ross's reaction was like, yikes, you know? And that's probably not what Rachel was looking for in that time. You know, she was probably just as shocked as he was. Granted, she had more time.
Not negative, it's positive. Are you sure? Well, yeah, I lied before.
To be okay with it than he did.
I'm pregnant. Ross. Ross. Okay.
But then we get to one of the crowning moments in that relationship. Vegas, when Mr. Rachel marries Mrs. Ross.
Hello, Mrs. Ross.
Look at you, Mr. Rachel!
And they're not the wiser. And Ross was able to convince this woman that they got a divorce.
Did everything go okay with the annulment?
Oh, yeah, no problems. It's all taken care of.
Ross, thank you.
When they didn't. And Rachel's retorts,
Oh, look who it is. My husband, the apple of my eye.
or,
Oh, honey, thank God you're home. I was getting worried.
you know, things like that. Ross might not have said anything, but I feel like that could really get to someone, you know? Can't say for sure. That's just what I think. And the backpacking through Western Europe miscommunication. See, Rachel didn't know it was a line from a Mr. Ken Adams. But, I mean, the group decided, and I feel like we all can agree, she was trying to get him in bed with that story. And then it worked. So for her to have him come in and say,
Oh, there he is now, the father of my child, the king of the West Village.
like, come on now. You knew what you was doing. You knew. It's okay. It's okay to want to hook up, but you ain't gotta make it feel like it was all him. So these are some of the moments I feel like really made it far more difficult for them to work as a couple than normal. I mean, let me know what you think. I wish they worked. I love Ross and Rachel, the lobsters. I want them to be together. But if we're being honest, if we're like really looking at what's happened, it's just a no. It's just really, it's a no. But agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to engage. I could go on and on and on about this. I love to. So let's talk. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.